Good day, everybody. Methodist Dave here, professional theologian and Bible teacher, with our daily devotional for Thursday, May 14th. Halfway through the month, just about. We come to chapter 14 of the book of Proverbs. I encourage you to read the entire chapter. A lot of good stuff in this chapter here, but I'm going to focus on one verse here. The household of the wicked will be destroyed, but the tent of the upright will flourish. The household of the wicked will be destroyed, but the tent of the upright will flourish. It doesn't seem like that happens, does it? The wicked seem to prosper. People who do terrible things to others, cheat, rob, steal, who live licentious lives, they seem to be prospering. Hardworking, godly, faithful people are struggling to make ends meet. How is this possible? This must be wrong. Well, it's only wrong if you look at it in the light of the brief, narrow picture. The best you can really hope for in this life is to live to be 100. A few people make it more. I know there's a fella here who's 102, and I've known people as old as 103, but most people barely make it to 80. And you can live your life for up to 80, 90 years, 100 years maybe, in wealth and privilege. And then you go. Recently, Ted Turner passed, a man who built CNN and the Turner Network and American Movie Classics. He built his network on colorizing old movies and having TV channels that would broadcast old classic movies, and baseball team, and was a big movie mogul. Produced the movie Gettysburg. Lots of stuff. When he died, he kind of left it all behind. Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple, when he died, he kind of left it all behind. And those who are still alive, Jeff Bezos or Bill Gates or Elon Musk, when they go, they're going to leave it all behind. In the grave, they will be no better than you or me. And people who live good and godly lives struggle to make ends meet, and they can't afford. They have to make decisions between groceries and medication, which is a terrible decision. And people who live godly lives just don't seem to prosper. When you look at it in the short term, it looks pretty grim. But let's look at the bigger picture. Jesus asked the question, of what profit is it to gain the whole world but lose your own soul? See, when you look at the bigger picture, that there is a existence to come, that death is not the end, that there is an afterlife. Where will you live your afterlife? If you have rejected God your whole life, then God will give you the desire of your heart. You have lived your life saying, I don't want God to be a part of my life. And then you die, and then you stand before God and says, guess what? I'm giving you what you asked for. I'm not going to be a part of your life. Depart from me. I never knew you. Go to that place that is prepared for the devil and his angels. And those who served God, who desperately wanted to be God, God will welcome them and bring them into his heavenly city. In our Bible study, we finished the book of Revelation. And Revelation, in the last chapter, 21, is talking about the culmination of all things. And that after all things have been accomplished, God is going to make a new heaven and a new earth. Everything is going to be regenerated. I mean, we have so much garbage floating around in space, nuts and bolts and old satellites and things like that, that NASA has to track the motion of these objects so that they don't hit the space station. That there's a real danger of a loose nut sailing right through the space station and destroying it. We've got garbage in outer space. There is a mass of garbage floating around in the Pacific Ocean that's the size of Texas, that has formed together, coalesced into an island the size of Texas. Garbage floating in the ocean. We have made a mess of this world. So God has to recreate everything and make everything new. And he's going to bring down the new heavenly city, Jerusalem. God will dwell on earth with people. And this city is 1,400 miles square, and the walls are made of gold, and the foundations are made of diamonds and rubies and emeralds and other gems. And the gates are a solid pearl. This beautiful, beautiful city that is prepared for those who have sought to follow God. That is their future. That is their destiny. And when you look at the big picture, the wicked will perish, but the tents of the righteous will go on forever and prosper. That's what you want to put your focus on, not the short picture, not the short term, but on the long game. No matter how it turns out in this world, what God has prepared for us is far better than anything we could imagine. If you have a question about this or any other subject, drop me an email, methodistdave@gmail.com. I'll do my best to answer your questions. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe. And until tomorrow, please be good to one another.